With everyone at home more, there's been a big increase in the use of headphones to cut down on noise and add privacy. But headphones have health risks. Audiologists warn that earbuds especially can be damaging to your hearing. Dr. Sarah Burdick, Chief Audiology Officer for Starkey, joins us now with some warnings and some tips. Thanks for being here, Doctor.
Oh, thanks so much for having me. I really think this is such a timely topic.
Well, it definitely is. So first of all, how likely is it that you will permanently damage your hearing if you're wearing these earbuds or headphones regularly?
Well, it really depends on how loud the sound is overall and then the duration of the time that you're listening to the sound. Approximately 40 million Americans have some level of noise-induced hearing loss. But I'll tell you, sadly, it's on the rise in teenagers today. And we know that 1 in 7 teens has a level of noise-induced hearing loss, which is scary. I'm a mom of 2 teenagers myself. So I feel like I'm constantly telling them to turn it down. And as a parent, I think it's important for you to pay attention as well, because if you can hear what they're hearing, their music or the conversation that they're having through their earbuds, then it's likely too loud. So know that at extreme volume levels, hearing damage can occur in as little as 15 minutes.
Wow, wow. And so, you're talking about such young people having hearing damage too. So if you damage your hearing, can it be fixed?
Unfortunately, if it's due to this noise exposure or listening to loud sounds, it can't be fixed. That's known as a sensory neural hearing loss. And what happens is that loud impact damages the inner ear hair cells. It actually shears them off. And that extreme damage means that they can't regenerate or recover from that. So it's really, really important for us to always be protecting our hearing, because the good news is that noise-induced hearing loss is fully preventable.
So how do we prevent it? What do we do?
Well, I think the most important thing is pay attention to the volumes that you're listening to and making sure that we are thinking about earbuds or even versus headphones, because a lot of times headphones are going to mean they're covering the ear more fully. And I strongly recommend using headphones that have noise cancellation, because when you think about that, that's allowing you to listen at a lower volume level overall, and certainly can be much safer.
Well, that's a great tip right there. Headphones better than earbuds, especially with so many of us, as you mentioned, working from home or possibly doing schooling from home. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And you can get all this information right now by texting 4 p.m., no spaces, no punctuation, to us at the number on your screen. It'll also include some tips on recognizing hearing loss. Remember, that number is texting only.